Here we go. Welcome in. The Eric Zane Show podcast. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. Oh, boy. This ought to be fun. There might be an audience member. Q100.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Nothing. Anyway, I'm confused. I'm like tied up between two songs. Either Night Ranger, Don't Tell Me You Love Me, or Call Me by the Dust Coda. You pick it.
What was the second one again?
Call Me, the remake from Blondie by the Dust Coda.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I haven't heard that one.
You've heard of the Dust Coda, right?
No.
No. Oh my God. Listen to them.
Did you say they're called the Mud Puddle?
You can Mud Puddle. No, not the Mud Puddle. Dust. DUSTCODA. Dust Coda.
Dust Coda. Gotcha. All right.
Listen to him. Rock and roll. Guy's got a phenomenal voice, and my daughter's been listening to rock for 17 years and said that they did a better remake than they did it.
Okay, so have you heard them on the radio station before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of new here, so.
Oh, good. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric, I'm Paul. They call me Shoe Dog. I know Joe and J-Bo and all them.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what might be a good idea? Because I had the phones on forward, so because I just finished up, and Joe Mama's on now, so I don't know why the phone call came to me. It should go to the studio, so give it a minute and maybe text it in or call again because I don't have access to it right now.
No sweat, Eric. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Peace, my brother.
See ya. I'm just happy he was sober. Or at least appeared to be. Welcome into the show. Thank you to Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. I have a great relationship with Impact Power Sports. I had a conversation just the other day with them that I revealed in yesterday's Patreon. There was an interesting exchange between my friends at Impact Power Sports, the almighty Drew, and someone from my old radio station. I thought about it. I'm not so afraid to talk about it now. It really isn't a bad deal. I mean, I'm not really going to get in trouble for talking about it, but the sales manager from GRD, Chris says, LOL, I'm not going to say who it is. Next day. Yeah, I feel better about it now. Just shut up and enjoy the story, soccer loser. The sales manager from GRD called up Drew from Impact Power Sports and had some words. Listen to the story on Patreon from yesterday. Patreon.com. Patreon.com. It's the show from April 10th, 2024. Today is my son's birthday. He is 29. What? How can that be? It doesn't seem that long ago when I was 29. Like, I could tell you where I was when I was 29. July of 1999, I was at WIMZ. Referred to as Little Fraud. Chris says, Bang the Drum Song. That is a reference to when I was on WBBL. I was rehashing the story of when my son was born and giving the background about how he almost didn't make it. And it was at the somber point of the story when I was detailing like the worst of it, whether or not he'd make it or not on his first day on this earth. And I accidentally spit on the touch screen that has like music beds on it. And my spitball landed on Todd Rundgren, Bang the Drum. Ba, 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 ba. And I'm like, and so we didn't know if he was going to make it. Ba, 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 ba. It was outrageously awesome. It's just one of those things. I swear to God, I had a premonition that something was going to go wrong on that day, April 11, 1995. Because I woke up and I think I was staying home from work on the morning show at the time because something was up. I can't remember what the actual day of the week was, but I think it was a weekday. And I remember the song Lightning Crashes by Live was popular. And that song has like some real dark tones to it. It's about like a mother who dies during childbirth. Now, obviously, Diana Pooh Bear did not die during childbirth. Nobody died. But it just gave me this feeling of dread hearing that song. That something was going to go wrong. That's how I felt. I was like, what the fuck? Ryan writes, especially the line about when the placenta hits the floor. That's got to be the only time the word placenta has been used in a popular rock music song. You know? Her placenta falls to the floor. The confusion sets in before the doctor can even close the door. He rhymed placenta hits the floor with doctor closes the door. Shut the damn radio off. I got fuck this shit. And Pooh Bear's sitting there on the couch and she goes, I don't feel good. What's the matter? I don't know. It just, something feels wrong. We call the damn doc, nurse. Yeah, come on in. We go in. They do ultrasound. You have no amniotic fluid. Your body has absorbed it. The child is in distress. We have to do an emergency C-section right now. Oh my God. All that stress from being in a weird environment with no placental amniotic fluid caused Jim to take a dump in there. And somehow the shit that came out of his little baby asshole wound up in his lungs, which caused a lot of damage. So he had heart issues, lung issues, and just fucking terrible. I was actually told by the doc, your son might not make it. I give it a 50-50 shot. If he makes it through the night, we've got a good shot at this. So that's how I went to bed that night. Pooh Bear's recovering in the hospital. Jim was, we had the child in Midland, Michigan, and Jim was whisked off via flashing lights ambulance to a larger hospital in Saginaw. And I'm following the ambulance in the Corsica. Pooh's stuck at the hospital in Midland, recovering from a C-section. I got family here. I got family there. This is when my family still liked me. And, oh, my God. I never forget my mom's husband, Wally, shooting video when I'm like weeping. And I'm like, God, come on, man, give me a break. What are you doing? Ugh. But that little fucker made it. He made it through the first 15 hours of life. And away we go. And then made it through the night. He was good to go. He survived. The rest is history. The rest is history. So that is great. Happy birthday, Jim. One of you, it might have been Kenny, saying, hey, Dad, can you help me with this science project for college? Yeah, okay. So, sure, there were plenty of moments They were a little weird. Yeah, that happens. Allows me to discuss it here. The old easy dad, I'm doing a constellation or solar system project. Son of a bitch. Feels like yesterday when we found out that your son, Jim, the one who's celebrating his birthday today, was having his own son. But seriously, how is that 11 years ago? Yeah, it was 2013. Yeah, it's all a blur. It's all a damn blur. Kenny says fraudulent, just like his father. LOL. So true. Have you ever heard that theory that as you get older, the time passes faster? Like if you're young and you're doing your thing day to day, there's so little going on in your life that it seems like you can't wait to grow up and everything is moving slowly. You're progressing through life when really the time has been the same. I mean, literally the time has been the same every single minute of every single day. How can it be, though, that when you age, you start to realize that that there is a finite amount of time. So internally, you start to get a sense that days are traveling at a faster pace than they did when you were a kid. I don't know if I'm getting all that right, but it then starts to become more and more rapid. The days seem to go faster. The weeks pass by quicker. The months quicker. And then before long, you're out of your 30s into your 40s. And then your 40s end and you're into your 50s. Holy shit. The fact that Jim is 29 is staggering to me. It's going too fast. Something has to happen to make this less of a moment, a feeling that this is just too damn fast. I should probably think about not doing so much and slowing down, which was not the case yesterday. It's not the case at all, ever. Get done with the podcast. Or get done with the radio show. Do the podcast. Do the Patreon. Get done with the Patreon. I'm heading over to stripe an athletic field at one of the local high schools. Catholic school. It was weird because the kids are getting out. All these Catholic school kids in their uniforms. And I'm driving through in an old beat up pickup. And I'm like, oh, God. These moms that are like watching over the kids and the teachers as they escort them out of the school are going to think, what the fuck? Who is this creep? I make my way to the back of the lot. There's my boy, Timmy Mayer. Oh, hey, Zayner. Hey, Zayner. Oh, thanks for coming, eh? Oh, hey, buddy. Okay, yeah, we're going to get this going, eh? Go ahead and grab that machine and stripe away. What I love about striping with Timmy Mayer is he just threw me right into the mix. Oh, yeah, here, grab this. This is what you do. It's simple. A child could do it. No way, eh? So, all right. I got on it. This is how the day went, though. You got to check this out. Okay. He's striping for Shoreliner Striping today with Timmy Mayer and his crew. Uh-oh. Something doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. Look at that. Now, if you're listening to the audio podcast, you don't see it. Just know this. At the center of a soccer field is a circle. And then the center line where, you know, when you start after a goal or the game starts or the half starts, you put the ball there and one team starts with the ball and the other team doesn't. What you see there is the goal box. That arc there is supposed to be a half circle. And it's a half circle and then a little more. There's a lot of boring reasons why I did this, but long and the short of it is because they go over that area with little spots of orange paint so that you can use that as like a guide. And as I crossed that line that I wasn't supposed to there, I realized that there were no more orange lines. And I'm like, hey, you guys forgot to do. Like, no, hey, you got to stop there at the line. Don't go over the line. I'm already 2 feet over the line.
Can you get on the end of it?
Unbelievable.
So this is me striping for Shoreliner Striping today
I felt good at this point.
with Timmy Mayer and his crew.
Look at how badly I went over that line.
Oh, something doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right. Oh, my God. How embarrassing.
Sarah writes, just get a can of spring green grass spray paint. Go touch it up. Yeah, I didn't even think about that's something that they could do. But they said, hey, don't worry about it, eh? We don't even charge them for the extra paint, eh? No big deal. And they were cool. They go, hey, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. My God. Perfect example of how I think my days might just be going too fast. After that, got home. No big deal. Here I am. Another day. We started this thing on the radio station called Tournament of Rock, which we've talked about. And the first round, voting for the next 24 hours, has one of my draft picks in the Tournament of Rock, Eric Clapton, taking on a guy named Jabo, who works at the radio station. His star is The Edge, who sucks, okay? I can't believe he went with The Edge. This is the most intricate solo that The Edge has ever done, right here. That's his solo from Where the Streets Have No Name. This is his solo from Pride in the Name of Love. This is his solo from New Year's Day. 2 notes. His whole career has been that. This is his solo from Angel of Harlem. Where the Streets Have No Name. Desire. Bullet to Blue Sky. I talked about how The Edge hates America. That's why you shouldn't vote for him. The Edge pushed a kid who's a quadriplegic in a wheelchair down steps. I really wanted to amp it up and say that The Edge loves Gretchen Whitmer. Because where I'm at up there, I mean, that would be incredible. Or if I said, The Edge loves mask mandates and hates Trump. But the boss lady said there will be no discussion of anything politically. And I'm like, well, technically it's not. So, but I didn't want to push it. I just didn't want to push it. Rich says, if you're so well known and you only play a few notes, you're one of the greats. I don't know. That's kind of like saying that Kiss is a great rock band. I mean, everybody knows that Kiss is not a great band. Never has been. I wonder what the voting is like right now. And the thing about it is there is a quote-unquote roadie attached to each rock guitarist. And each roadie has a chance to win like $2,000 in cash and prizes if their guitarist wins the whole thing. So there's a chick who's attached to The Edge. Her name's Christine. And you can vote as many times as you want. So she's probably, spending 24 hours in a day voting for the Edge, trying to pump up the vote. I encourage my guy to do that. This is a toss-up. Because if you look on the voting, okay, and you can do this too at q100michigan.com. You vote, and then you hit submit. Look at this. Now, when I was finished off the air today, Clapton was leading. Of course he's leading. Now the Edge is leading 54% to 45%. So it just goes to show you, this is a goddamn travesty. If the Edge beats Eric Clapton, motherfuck. So I want each of you to spend the whole day today voting for Eric Clapton as many times as you can. There's strength in our numbers. I'm doing it right now. Eric Clapton, submit. Eric Clapton, submit. Eric Clapton, submit. Don't let this piece of shit, the Edge, advance to the next round. Rebecca says, I want to vote for Prince. Prince did not make any of the 32 legendary guitarists. Prince was talked about, but did not make the cut, unfortunately. I love Prince. Very, very good. Patrick says, I believe there was a South Park that featured the Edge. They called him number 2 because he was a giant piece of shit. Kenny's complaining. He says, I want to vote for Dimebag. Oh, wait, he wasn't included. The whole thing is fucked. I can't get behind that. I think I've heard maybe one song, and I don't remember it, that Dimebag played. Not a lot of people know anything about Dimebag Darrell. I mean, let's think about this. When he got shot dead, he was playing in a nightclub in front of about 80 people. If he was worth a shit, he would not have been playing at a shithole bar with the worst security ever. The dump that Dimebag Darrell was playing in was such a shithole that any fan could just walk up on stage and shoot him dead. Why in the world was the so-called awesome guitarist playing at a pile of shit dive bar in the middle of nowhere? I'm just saying. I mean, these are facts. You don't see the Edge getting shot, do you? No, because he's playing at a fucking football stadium. That's probably the reason why Dimebag Darrell got shot. I'll just say this. If he had been a better guitarist, he'd be alive today. Essentially, his guitar playing killed him. You can make that argument. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. He could do so little with the guitar that he was only able to play like Bob's Country Bunker and the so-and-so casino in the middle of nowhere. And maybe like a pig roast at his neighbor's house. Just heard from Kyle from a company that used to market on here. He says, can you call me at like 11:30? That cool. Well, of course it's cool. So anyway, Chris in Buffalo says he could play at Hilljack Fest 8. Oh, of course. That's a hot take you've never heard before. Dimebag Darrell's death could be ruled a suicide because he killed himself because his guitar playing was so bad. Had he been a better guitar player, he would not have been playing at some podunk shithole in the middle of any town, USA. All right, pause in the action. Not only to go potty, but my mouth is drier than Kenny's ex-wife's vagina. So I will be back in just a minute. Stay put. Fade. Kyle writes to Kenny Dimebag, Dime is greatest guitar player and Lennon is a nobody. At least the great guitar player was shot on December 8th. Oh, I get it. The fact that John Lennon was shot on the same day. John Lennon wasn't a nobody. I mean, he didn't fucking play that great a guitar. No big deal. You have to ask yourself, what is the ultimate measuring stick of a person's greatness? Is it how you feel about them? Or is it their overall popularity? I would say overall popularity. Because there are a lot of artists that I don't like that everyone loves. And I would say, well, I hate them. But obviously, they're great to a lot of people, or whoever it may be. Dimebag Darrell was great to all of the people in that club that night. So 80 people. So the statistic would be, out of 1 million people, 80 of those people would be fans of Dimebag Darrell. Kenny says, go listen to the solo from Floods by Pantera and then rethink your stance on Dimebag. Well, I'm going by just popularity. You have to understand that. I may agree with that. I've never heard him. He's off my radar. Dimebag Darrell. But you got to understand, I like a totally different kind of music. That style of music in general is garbage. It's shit. So it's not like I'm going to I'll be listening to the whole work and then it sucks and then go, but the guitar's good. No. That would be an upset, to be sure. My style of music is way different than yours. You know, I have a normal sensibility. Yours is warped and destructive. Kenny's tried to make the point twice that his favorite part of Q100 this morning is when Eric left and Dee Snider came on and played some old school Metallica. It was awesome. All right. I bet. I mean, I like Metallica, I guess. Some of it. I'm just glad you were there listening. I appreciate that. All right. For those enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. If you want the rest of the show, download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. Or on your desktop or laptop, search out twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And then you will be in good shape. You can get the rest of this show. Subscribe to it, follow it, all that shit. And you'll know when I go live and boom, boom, boom. You're doing great. What I'm doing right now will become the audio podcast later on, and you can get it wherever you download shows. So if you're driving around, you want to hear something, search me out on whatever platform that you listen to podcasts on. And you are in business. And then, of course, my Patreon, where this week, Saturday, it's a Big Fraud Saturday. Starting at 11 a.m. Big Fraud time, also known as Eastern, we will start the day with another rip-roaring edition of Who Are These Free Beers? I haven't yet talked to Ben, so I'm not sure what he is reviewing. What this show is Ben and I review recent episodes of the world-famous Free Beer and Hot Wings show and provide our takes as to what they are doing and talk about it. It's a lot of fun. We goof on them heavily. And it's one of the more popular things that I do on my Patreon, second only to the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. This week in particular, we're focusing on Free Beer's Short Fuse. I was tipped off that it's happening more often and more intensely, that the Burn King will fly off the handle at people who reach out to him and say something that he doesn't like, usually pertaining to his show. And he'll drop whatever the fuck he's doing to rush to read an email, and then they all beat the shit out of whoever the hell sent that in. This is taken from that whole idea that when anybody says anything like, hey, what's going on? I want to, whatever. They offer critiques or say they like this or say they don't like that or whatever it may be. Greg usually says, yeah, look at the ratings. The ratings are higher than ever. So it's taken from that, except he's getting more and more intense and angry with these people. So Short Fuse Free Beer is born. We will be discussing that. By the way, that whole business of ratings, there is only one market where that show does exceptional in ratings, and that is Grand Rapids. One. The rest, it's all blends in with the rest of the station. So that's a very relative thing to say. But whatever. That is Saturday. for another edition of a Big Fraud Saturday coming up on Saturday, 11 a.m. with Who Are These Free Beers? And after that, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which has a live audience on Zoom. You guys are great. Chris says they're in 11th place in Buffalo. Ryan writes, researchers delve into the pressing question, is Free Beer's fuse shorter than Big Fraud Zane's? Find out this weekend on a Big Fraud Saturday. You know, that's interesting. Whose fuse would be shorter? Mine, Free Beer's, or Kenny? Kenny might have the shortest fuse of anybody. You know? And I think the worst type of person with a short fuse is the one who, you know, is all like sweet and happy and laughy, and then 1 second later, boom, they just immediately flip on you. This unhealthy, unnatural turn of events. It's the fucking, what a spectacle. Jesus. Linda says, I had Free Beer and Hot Wings on in the car earlier. Free Beer said he apologizes a lot to people. And then she writes, what? I'll be anxious to hear that. Look, if I'm not podcasting or if you find whatever I'm doing or not listening to me, absolutely listen to their show. I want you to listen to their show because when something catches you as, oh, EZ has to talk about this on Who Are These Free Beers, tip me off. I need to know what's happening. I was tipped off this week to some things. I forgot who was it. Chris? Yes, it was Chris. Chris is the one who tipped me off about short fuse Free Beer, and now I'm building a whole show about it. It's fucking great. It's great. It's great audio to review. Kyle says Smug Beer said he apologizes, followed up with him saying, I'm just kidding. Maureen says, I cannot stand to listen to them. They're too awful. I heard a discussion yesterday about what shirt Free Beer should wear for his live show. Like he did a whole show about what shirt he should wear. I mean, he did a whole segment about what shirt he should wear. And it's just like, what the fuck? It doesn't really have like a high point. It just kind of stops. They also broke down popcorn buckets. I shit you not. It sounds ridiculous to say, but these are the things that they discuss in that fucking show. Holy cow. All right. I hope they keep it up because it gives me something to talk about. It's excellent. More and more people are checking out the show. Who Are These Free Beers? Makes me happy. Okay. Moving on. We got a scenario where a kid in Ohio was, I guess, in his neighborhood, and he had a toy gun. The cops pulled up and said, hands in the air. He did hands in the air, and then the cops shot him. All right. The kid is okay. The bullet hit him in the wrist. What the hell is going on here? I guess the cop has a history of overreacting. Let's get into this.
There's no reason for this officer to even be on the force. So let's just do the right thing and fire this officer.
Akron activist group The Freedom Bloc demanding that Akron police officer Ryan Westlake be fired after he shot a 15-year-old who was carrying a fake gun on April 1st. The group citing that Westlake had prior disciplinary actions, including being fired then reinstated. Akron PD says it started with a woman calling in to say someone was walking around the Goodyear Heights neighborhood pointing a gun at houses. In newly released body cam video, Officer Westlake is shown approaching the teen.
Where are you coming from? Can I see your hands real quick? Oh! Hey, it's fake! It's
Shots
fake.
fired! Shots fired!
It's fake! It's fake! It's fake! It's fake!
The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is now investigating. After that, Akron's new independent police auditor, Anthony Fennell, will take the case. Fennell says he'll then share his findings with the city's Citizens Police Oversight Board, who could make a recommendation to the mayor.
Okay, let's back up.
A gun at houses. In newly released body cam video, Officer Westlake is shown approaching the teen.
Where are you coming from? Can I see your hands real quick?
Okay. The kid raised his hand that he was holding the gun with. In an instant, the cop fired. I'm sorry, but I would have done the same goddamn thing.
Pointing a gun at houses. In newly released body cam video, Officer Westlake is shown approaching the teen.
Where are you coming from? Can I see your hands real quick?
That was so fast. That cop drew so fucking fast.
Hey, it's fake! Shots fired! Shots fired! It's fake! It's fake! It's fake! It's fake!
The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is now investigating. After that, Akron's new independent police auditor, Anthony Fennell, will take the case. Fennell says he'll then share his findings with the city's Citizens Police
Look at, there's the gun in the kid's hand.
Oversight Board, who could make a recommendation to the mayor.
As a father of a young male, black male, it's concerning that we have a young 15-year-old that got shot in the streets. For this process to work, I really need to remain objective, remain impartial, and then wait until all of the investigations have been done, and then look at all of the evidence and make a determination from there.
I don't know. This seems open and shut to me. I mean, what do you expect? Ryan writes, that cop shot faster than Alec Baldwin on the set of Rust. Chris says, I think we know why he shot right away. Wingnut says, black male playing the race card again. Yeah, I'm not, I don't know if I can get behind this being a race thing. The whole neighborhood there is black, first of all. And all this cop knows is that there's a person walking around pointing a gun into homes. That's all that kid, or that cop knows. Pause in the action. There's some breaking news about another black man. O.J. Simpson has died. Wow. He died yesterday. The news just hit. April 10th, our dad, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. I guess it was quiet that he had it. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren during this time of transition. His family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Signed, the Simpson family. That was posted on the O.J. Simpson X feed at 10:28 today. Let's see. If there any? I'm trying to find if there's anybody who's weighing in. This is taken in, I believe, February. The Juice spoke on his X feed, and this is what he had to say.
Hey, X-World. Hospice? Hospice? You talking?
Okay, I remember this one because there was rumors he was in hospice.
Hospice? You talking about hospice? No, I'm not in any hospice.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know who put that out there, but whoever put that out there, I guess is like the Donald say, can't trust the media. In any event, I'm hosting a ton of friends for the Super Bowl here in Las Vegas. And all is well, you know. So, hey, guys, Take care. Have a good Super Bowl weekend.
All right, so he was lying there. This man's whole life has been a lie. All right? Linda says maybe he left a confession note. Wingnut says, all is well. I got away with murder. Hey, X-World. It's your old friend OJ. Some low-hanging fruit. Rich writes, the casket will fit like a glove. Cole writes, OJ jokes never get old, just like the two people he killed. One of the things about the Juice is whenever he would post to X or whatever, the comments were just fantastic. The family has enough sense, though, to shut the comments off, I guess. That's too bad. Previously, he had posted on February 11th. That was the last time he had posted. OJ out here cutting videos and killing it. Run towards the light. It's almost over. Thank God. This person wrote. Beautiful day for murder. Someone posted a poll. Who wins the Super Bowl? Choice 1, OJ is innocent. Choice 2, OJ is guilty. You'll never find the real killer if you're lounging by the pool and talking football. My God. Yeah, I wish that the comments were open on the post of announcing his death. And so ends that. You know, if you're the Goldmans, you got to somehow sabotage the funeral. Stevie says they broke into regular programming on TV to announce it. Adam writes, if only Norm Macdonald was still alive to talk about this. My God. Chris writes, OJ is tits up. Yeah, I saw one of you posted it. I think it was Tyler. No, it was Stevie. She wrote OJ is dead, and I was like, there's no way. I didn't even, it just kind of went over my head. God damn. Well, good riddance. Fuck that guy. I think what's more staggering is that the amount of people who still actually think that he had nothing to do with it. And I've talked about that. As time passed, you got a whole generation of people, like my kids, who thought, yeah, that O.J. Simpson, boy, I can't believe they did that to him. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, they said he committed murder. We like him. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, my kids don't quite get it. And I have to explain to her, they didn't. I had to explain to them. I go, no, you're getting that wrong. I don't know what the hell happened, but this man murdered two people. Kyle says, get Carl on the phone. What are his thoughts? Yeah, I don't want to bug him too much. I remember when that whole thing broke. I was on the radio in Z93. And I remember when the incident happened where those two were killed, but no one at that time was talking about OJ. It was a few days later that the news started that he was being looked at, and we could not believe it because no one had ever heard anything negative about OJ. All he was a hilarious comedy actor, and an excellent sportscaster. O.J. Simpson was the sideline reporter for NBC, and he was quite good at it. So to think that the juice could have something to do with it. And then I was sitting there doing Cecil with a Y, watching TV in the studio, and the NBA Finals were on. The Houston Rockets were in the finals against, I forget who it was, but they had the slow speed chase on, split screen with the NBA Finals. God damn. Megan says, in 5th grade, we all got around a TV on one of those wobbly carts at Rosewood and watched The Verdict. So weird. Chris in Buffalo says, Z93 with the dude, man. OJ might have killed somebody. Terrible. Linda says, I was in my office on the 8th floor when the verdict was read. My boss yelled, "Get Linda before she throws herself out of the window." What a crock of shit. That jury sucked. Ryan with, I'm telling you, they need to reenact that slow speed chase for the funeral procession. Can we get an early 90s Bronco converted into a hearse? Nick, the electrician, says, I was in 3rd grade and the teacher had us watch The Verdict. I can't believe it looking back. Chris says, I think it's been 30 years since you had to fake cry for Kurt Cobain. Yeah, because he died in April, right, Cobain? Eric, go on there and sound sad. Kurt Cobain is dead. I actually fake cried. How embarrassing. Let's see. Chris, that was on the 5th. Patrick says August, I believe. I don't think so. I think Kurt Cobain died in April. April 5th, 1994. Wow. Living the breaking news here with the Eric Zane Show podcast. I think this is a great opportunity to talk with one of Buffalo's favorite sons. Stu McAllister. I think an opportunity for Stu to mend a fence with radio voice Linda. Hey, did you hear one of the Buffalo Bills' greatest stars is dead?
Oh, yeah? Which one is that?
You got to guess. Legendary Bills player, dead.
I'm gonna say, since you said legendary, it's gonna be Scott Norwood.
No, he's still alive.
Huh. I don't know. Jim Kelly?
Probably. I think Jim Kelly might be more popular than this guy. But no, it's not Jim Kelly. It's older school than Jim Kelly.
O.J. Simpson?
Is dead.
Wow. How'd that happen? Someone murdered him?
Well, I think it was he kept a cancer diagnosis to himself, and his family just announced 10/28 today. His family announced O.J. died on April 10th.
Wow. No more creepy videos, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly out here looking for the real killer.
I hope he's on this golf course.
You had to have been a huge Juice fan growing up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. I love the Juice, man. I loved him in the football games, and I loved him in all the movies. He was great. And then he had to go murder people.
Did you think back then that he was a murderer?
No. I mean, back then, you just think like all of these athletes are just funny dudes in like Miller Lite commercials, right?
Well,
They're all just big, goofy jocks.
Did you think he was a murderer when you heard that his wife and boyfriend, or his wife's boyfriend, were killed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, that fucker's dead, so that's excellent news.
Where do you think he is?
What do you mean, where do you think he is?
Is he in hell?
Oh, no, hell, no, of course not.
He's not in hell. He's in heaven.
Yeah,
Or is he
probably.
just-
Probably.
Okay.
You know how it is. All you got to do is say you're sorry, and it's
At the end.
Yeah, it's all good. And I think he did. You know?
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. I mean, if he can get to heaven, then so can we.
I'm not sure I can.
Stu, I have at least one audience member who's very frustrated with you and not happy at all because you yelled. You yelled at Sadie.
Oh yeah, I don't blame them. I don't want to talk to them. They can go fuck themselves.
Oh no! My God, that is fucking funny. Holy shit! Are you delivering ice cream right now?
Yeah, I'm down here in Kalamazoo. I'm on my way to what is it, Boulder Ridge Animal Park Reserve, whatever.
In Kalamazoo?
It's out in Alto.
Okay. Yep. I know where that is. So you're headed
Yeah.
you're headed back towards Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I'm down in Kalamazoo, headed over there. Then I got to go to Lowell High School, hitting all the hot spots.
Yeah, that Boulder Ridge is a fantastic setup there.
Yeah, I forget all about it, how close it is,
Yeah.
and then I'm always reminded, and I'm like, oh, and then I don't go.
It's pretty new, and they do an excellent job. I tried to get them on the podcast, and they told me to go fuck myself.
Why? Why would they do that?
Well, they didn't. I just called and called on them trying to get them to spend money, and they ignored me.
Oh, you want me to talk to them while I'm there?
No. Oh my God.
Absolutely not. I'll be like, hey, fuck faces, this guy Eric Zane wants you on the podcast. What do you fucking think, you dicks?
Yeah, of course. Hey, that's worth a try. It's worth a try.
Hey, are you doing the Ironman game on Friday?
I can't do this one. I've got a hockey game.
Oh, hockey's still going on? I thought it was over.
Yeah.
How are the Griffins doing? Are they doing all right, or they suck shit?
They're better this year. They're going to the playoffs.
Oh, okay, that's great. So you'll be busy for a longer period of time.
Absolutely. Linda, your critic says, have Stu go there and scream at the animals.
All right, I will. I'll take some video of it.
Rumor is you have a live show this weekend. Talk about it.
Yeah, I got the 1,000th Patreon episode on Saturday. So people convinced me to do a live podcast.
Where is it?
It is at 1140 Muskegon Avenue Northwest. It's at a Knights of Columbus Hall.
Is that in Grand Rapids?
Yeah. It's right by Leonard, just south of Leonard on Muskegon.
You know, you're going up against another type of show. There's another live show going on.
Oh, yeah? Is it Free Beer Not Wings?
Yeah, they're doing a Saturday live show.
Oh, my God. Are they doing it at, like, DeVos?
Oh, I think they're doing it at 20 Monroe. It's a big deal.
Sure, I'm sure it is.
I think it's fucking sold out, those motherfuckers.
Good for them. They charge. Mine is free.
Yeah.
I'm raising money, though, for Fig and Friends. It's a pet rescue organization.
What's it called? Fag and Friends?
Fag and Fuckers. It's called Fig. F-I-G. Fig and Friends.
Fig and Friends. Okay.
Yes.
Are they local?
Yeah, they're in Grand Rapids. The woman who she hooked me up with the spot, that's who she volunteers for. And so she's like, yeah, because I was going to give her some money, and she's like, oh, if you're going to raise money for this.
Okay,
so that's what I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to raise at least $20.
Okay,
you know how it is.
If Linda shows up and says, I'll give you $50 if you let me punch you in the stomach for yelling at Sadie, would you entertain that?
I might.
Okay.
I might enter. I've met Linda. She can't throw a punch.
Stu, you have been commenting on social media about your adventures on a dating app.
Oh God, yes, many adventures. Yes.
Is it terrible?
Yes, 100%. It's terrible. Yeah, dating gets no easier, sir. Please never get divorced, dude. Stay with Diana forever.
Yeah, that's the plan. You know,
that's a good plan, man. That's a good plan.
I got to take care of her because One of the reasons why she used to stay with me was because of my semen, but I don't have anymore.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, it
yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
I'm taking this horrible medicine that eats my semen inside of my body.
Oh my God, that sounds awful.
Yeah, so she can't. I mean, she really liked doing an impression of a glazed donut, and now she can't do that, and so I think she might leave me.
You just got to get some yogurt, hot yogurt, throw it in her face.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and keep it between the lines. It's shitty weather today.
Yo, I know it's atrocious, man. It is atrocious. But thanks for calling. Thanks for telling me OJ died. I had not heard that. Now I'll have to go look and see.
Yeah, breaking news.
Breaking news from Eric Zane. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. See ya.
All right, brother. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
All right. Does anyone in the chat legitimately think that the juice is innocent, that he had nothing to do with it? I think we'd be hard-pressed to even find one person to think that he did not do that. The fact that he did get away with it, I mean, this is not a rocket scientist. And it's very, very difficult to, I mean, if you kill someone, there is so much that can point back to the person who did it. I'm alarmed that he was able to pull that off. We do have one. Joe Martinez says he did not do it. The glove did not fit. So the key takeaway there is because the glove didn't fit. Well, the thing about the glove, though, was the glove appeared to have, like, been wet and, like, shrunk, you know? I don't know. So the one piece of evidence is enough to sway Joe Martinez. He did not do it. The glove did not fit. We have found our one audience member who believes that the juice was innocent. Linda says his house is gone now and Nicole's condo has a different address. Yes. Pooh Bear and I drove over there when we were during the kidney operation. You can't see anything. The house has got a gigantic, or the condo has a huge hedgerow right in front of it. All right. I'm sure we'll get into more about this as time passes because the usual talking heads would probably break in on it and say something ridiculous or do something ridiculous, but there you go. All right. Anyway, I was talking about that cop who shot the kid. So I got to finish that story. But first off, I never did get rid of everybody who's on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So there you go. I'll talk to you later.